class of 2015, parents, friends, and supporters. Thank you for inviting me to speak before you today. This day marks an important point of achievement in the lives of these soon-to-be graduates. To get here, it has not been easy, as I'm sure any of these fine young men and women will tell you, it sure was worth it. Every student here, myself included, has experienced tremendous personal growth during their years at Spring Street. I, for one, am not the same person I was when I started here. My first week of Spring Street in the 8th grade was hard. I cried after school, and I didn't want to go back. It would have been impossible for me to imagine that 5 years hence, I would be standing here before you. Members of the class of 2015, I'm sure all of you have similar stories of missing home on school trips, of being cold on camping trips, of struggling with tests and homework, of being rejected from colleges. It was a day of infamy in my household when I received eight rejections in a row. But we rose above these obstacles to stand here today as the 18th graduating class of Spring Street International School. You have assembled here today having come from as far away as China, Vietnam, and Rwanda, because you know, we all know, what a special place Spring Street is. Let's hear it for the international students. You guys have guts. I'm amazed at your courage. And what a bright group of kids. They came here with limited English skills, and although internet was shut off by 10 p.m. in the dorm, they'd figured out how to get back online by midnight. Spring Street did not happen spontaneously. It came about through the vision Ted and Peg hope, and is nurtured on a daily basis by faculty, parents, and community supporters. We have accomplished and distinguished alumni living all over the world. I would like to take a few moments to thank some people who have been vital to the success of this year's senior class. I don't have time to single out every teacher for recognition, but we should certainly start with our fearless leader. Louis Prusak, our headmaster, deserves special recognition. Not only does he lead the school boldly into the future, he is also humble and helpful, a true leader, a true teacher at heart. Many times this year, I met with him during flex and after school to go over math homework. I often emailed him over the weekends, and I got a prompt response. I have the utmost respect for Louis, but his zealous championing of the fall camping trips is a point of divergence in our respective opinions. Though he sincerely believes these trips are character building and bonding, I am still traumatized by having to carry poo-covered toilet paper in my backpack. We have had the opportunity to learn from some great teachers at Spring Street. They support us and make sure we all grow to our full potential. They even answer our hysterical emails the night before big tests. These teachers care so much about us, and they were the only people more excited than I was about my plans after graduation. Teachers like Mike. One day, he'll accomplish his goal of dismantling the capitalist system that oppresses us. But until then, he will continue to teach and inspire Spring Streeters to be great thinkers and lovers of great writing. During this past year, he has instructed us in proper citations, grammatical rules, and the works of obscure Brazilian philosophers. So thank you. My first experience with high school science was with Chuck, and I was nervous. But Chuck, your enthusiasm was reassuring and energizing. While blowing up Pop-Tarts in the microwave, I was learning the foundation of physics and listening to Chuck pontificate on the merits of veganism. Spring Street teachers try hard to engage with students in a meaningful and interesting way. Heather, you have been one of my greatest supporters and were always encouraging and cheering me on. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Class of 2015, you worked extremely hard to get here today. But as John Donne said, no man is an island entire of himself. And we recognize the tremendous and often thankless effort that the faculty of Spring Street International School has made on behalf of this class and the entire student body. Again, thank you. This fall, our class will be dispersing to all corners of the country, bringing with them all we have learned at this little school on Spring Street. But before you go, I'd like to share some wisdom, some guidance to ponder as you enter the next stage of your lives. And for those of you wondering if it is slightly arrogant that I, a fresh-faced 18-year-old, am offering life wisdom, you are correct. Recently, I read The Impulse Society by local author Paul Roberts. In it, he warns of the perils of our culture, which is so obsessed with instant gratification and short-term results. This really resonated with me because I've come to understand the importance of the element of persistence and patience in the pursuit of our goals. As ambitious teenagers, we want to know the secret to success. Well, I don't have all the answers, at least not yet, but I do know this. Success does not happen overnight. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig was rejected 121 times before it was published. Starbucks wouldn't exist if its founder, Howard Schultz, had given up after being rejected 242 times for a loan. Patience and relentless effort yield staggering results. 99% of Warren Buffett's wealth was earned after his 50th birthday. When you leave here today and set out to accomplish your goals, know that your time at Spring Street has prepared you for the wider world. Remember to press on, to let failures motivate, not discourage you. We live in a culture that allocates so much energy and resources to short-term fixes, aimed at satiating our impulses almost immediately. This is great in some ways. I mean, who doesn't love instant streaming on Netflix and free 2-day shipping on Amazon? But it isn't the way to success. Success involves constant action. You will make mistakes, but it's up to you whether you will quit or not. I remember traveling with Sharon and Grisha to the Southwest a few years ago. On our trip, we hiked into canyons, and I marveled at how the topography had been shaped over a millennia. A river cuts through rock not because of its power, but its persistence. Before I wrap up, I want to talk about something else I think is essential. I want to talk about fear and the art of taking risks. I'm not talking about the panic you experience when you walk into class and realize the test was scheduled for today, not tomorrow. No, I'm talking about the fear that acts as a prison, stifling our ambitions and condemning us to be less than we are capable of. Fear of failure, fear of being judged, fear of looking foolish, fear of the unknown, and, for many of us, fear of leaving home. At some time in our lives, we will all experience fear. If something is intimidating, especially if it is, you should do it if it is important to you. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. Your biggest regrets will be the opportunities you didn't take. A hospice nurse recently wrote of regrets expressed by her patients. The most common was, "I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected from me." Class of 2015, may you find that courage, that unyielding and ironclad will to live the greatest life you can. Good luck to you all, and stay in touch.